So Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Legends Arceus. The trailers came out like 3 days ago from the point of recording this, and works really well because I've been making this video for about a week. It's like just really shitty sketches of concept arts based in my style. I know it's not really the Pokemon style, but I'm not a Pokemon artist, and it's just going over some ideas of how I would redesign Pokemon. So one thing I would do is instead of starting off with one level 5 Pokemon and making your way through the game, where you just essentially grind that Pokemon or grind a few Pokemon until you're just slightly over leveled to the enemy. So you have a level 25 gym leader and you'll have your uh, Duward at level 32. So you steamroll it. It's not a difficult thing. And if you just follow the natural progression of the game, you will be at level 32. It's not a problem. So my idea is you start with 3 level 50 Pokemon. And this is choosing from a pool of like 50 level 3 Pokemon, level 50 Pokemon. So what this would teach you, or what this would try to force you to do, is to pick a team where you have good coverage. And these Pokemon wouldn't be the top tier, bottom tier Pokemon. You're not having a Chimchar, and you're not also having a Metagross to pick from, but you'll be having like a Gardevoir or a Heatran. No, not Heatran. Heatmore. So with these Pokemon, you can't have a team of like 3 psychic types because the first challenge you're going to go into is to fight, let's say, 3 or 4 normal battles against opponents with 3 level 50 Pokemon. But these Pokemon are slightly underpowered, or their teams maybe have a little bit of issue where they don't have a certain type of coverage and it's like really obvious. So this small competition is like your tutorial. So teach you what type coverages are, uh, how to like build a proper team. And since it's only 3 level 50 Pokemon, it's not like a really complex idea you have to think about. But it's also not hand-holdy. You're not thinking of level 5, level 10 Pokemon and just steamrolling the opponent's level 6. And then what you do from there is, okay, you finish this, and then you go on to what I call the gym titans. So not gym leaders. So with a gym leader, the main problem is they have one type, and they stick to that type, which means it's so easy to just take a Pokemon with that type advantage and just again steamroll it. That's the problem with Pokemon. You can grind and steamroll. So with this, the Titans won't have a specific Pokemon type, but they'll have a environment that would fit their condition. So you would have Pokemon fighting in the rain or Pokemon fighting in the sun. I'll explain that later. And what does this mean is that you don't only have fire type Pokemon in a team, but when there's a sun going on, you can have some fire type Pokemon, maybe some grass type Pokemon. Maybe the gym Titan would know that you're going to be using not a lot of water type Pokemon. Just that kind of concepts in mind. And with this, you can't grind and steamroll. You have to learn what these elements do. And the really important thing is you'll be bringing 3 Pokemon into these gym Titan battles. And you can't just bring the same 3 Pokemon into all 8 gym Titan battles because each weather or each environment would need certain Pokemon to fit those needs. So you would have to go out in the wild and actually catch and find Pokemon which would fit the condition that you're fighting in. Wouldn't that be amazing? So it's just 3 on 3 where they'll be testing your actual Pokemon knowledge and everything is going to be capped at level 50. So now the question is how you're going to catch Pokemon. One thing I really like about the new like Legends Arceus is you're opening up this open world kind of game. But I noticed from Sword and Shield, they really didn't do the open world very well. I know Legends Arceus is going to be more like a Breath of the Wild thing where you're allowed to move more. But in Sword and Shield, the balancing was terrible. Before the gym leaders, every Pokemon was like, you start off, it was 5 levels ahead of you. Then after that, they slowly fall back and it's still quite linear. And then once you complete the gym challenges and beat the champion, all the Pokemon are just like level 50. But that's not how real life works. Especially in like Pokemon Emerald, you can't have an entire region of level 5s and then another entire region of level 50 Pokemon, but they are right next to each other. It just doesn't make sense. It breaks the logic of the game. So my idea for an open world would be you would have certain Pokemon which are level 40 and certain Pokemon which are level 5. What are the Pokemon at level 40? Level 40 Pokemon would be the not so good Pokemon. So like you could find a wild Kricketot at level 40 to level 45. And then it only take you 5 more levels of grinding to bring up to level 50. We can actually bring it to a Gym Titan. But let's say you want a Metagross. The only way to get a Metagross is to take a Metang, and these Metang you can only find it at let's say level 20. You gotta take this Metang from level 20 and grind up to level 50. That's it. So you get rewarded for actually trying hard and grinding these Pokemon. So you get these better Pokemon to use in the matches. Or you can catch a wild Pokemon which is not so good. Like the level cap, the ability cap is less, but it is still like easy to grind, easy to train. So if you're a speedrunner or you're someone who doesn't really understand the game, it doesn't take you very long to get a Pokemon team which would fit these conditions like rain or hail or sunny day. But if you want a really strong Pokemon team, you can take your time and effort and grind it up. And inside this open world, you would also have some trainers to fight against. And you can see the map. What I'm doing here is each area has their own like gimmick in a sense to it. So you'll have the Origins jungle. In the Origins jungle, it would be raining half the time and sunny half the time. Because I grew up in Malaysia, tropical weather. That's really what happens. It's raining or sunny. Inside the hole, you would have, let's say, like Trick Room. I'll explain that later. It's a part of a Gym Titan, the gimmick. In the Hollow Desert, it'll be like a desert, so it'll be always sandstormy. And then you're supposed to travel from the central city into these deserts to find the next Gym Titan. Then you go up the Tower Trail, it'll be more like rocky Pokemon. Go up Copper Mountain. At the very top, it'll be Ice type Pokemon. Less than that, it'll be like more flying type Pokemon. When you go into the ocean, it'll be more water type Pokemon. When you go into the Misty Deep, it'll be creative Pokemon, maybe like some ghost type Pokemon. So in this open world area, each area would have their own Pokemon types, and within these areas, the Pokemon will be split out into like more desirable and less desirable Pokemon, and they'll have different levels, which how like real life would be. So you would have a lot of Cricketots at level 40 because like a lot of bugs grow up to be really old because they grow up really fast. But then like the really good Pokemon, it'll take some time to get to it. So then what are these Gym Titans I'm talking about? So let's say the first one, I want to show it to you on the screen right now. This is the Titan of the Fog. This means that there's always mist going on, and something about mist that you should know is that it lowers accuracy by 3/5. So that means if you're bringing a Pokemon team into this, you need to have moves that can hit 100% of the time, or at the very least, you can't use moves that do not have 100% accuracy. So that's something you can build your team around. Or you could have a team that uses Defog, but that means you got to waste one turn removing Defog. So you got to have like these battle strategies in mind. Especially with this guy. So what I'm saying is he has a Shedinja. Shedinja is a ghost Pokemon with the ability Wonder Guard. If you're fighting him in the mist, you can't use Swift. You can't use any of the fighting type moves with 100% accuracy because they'll just completely bypass because of his ghost type. And then you have to use super effective moves. And with the mist, you really got to think about how to actually hit him with a really strong Fire Blast, even though Fire Blast's accuracy is not 100%. So you got to take that risk. Another Pokemon you could use is Mimikyu. Mimikyu, his first ability means that he can take one hit without actually taking damage. So he can set up, and then since you might be using Defog to remove the mist, the Mimikyu can set up, and you gotta hit him one more time, you gotta set up again. So this guy is +2. So you gotta take these like battle strategies in mind. Another one would be the Titan of the Ice. So she's a dancer, and she fights in Hail. In Hail, the only benefit is to Ice-type Pokemon. They don't take chip damage from the ice, and their moves get a little bit power buff. So that means she would be using only Ice-type. So how would you play around this fact? Because you can't have a team of only Ice-types. Ice-type Pokemon are really weak. So what you do is, the weakness of Ice-type is Fire, Rock, Fighting, and Steel. So she's using a Victini. A Victini has Fire, which counters Steel, and Psychic, which counters Rock. So you're having a team which A, can use the environment, so using a lot of Ice-type Pokemon, but B, thinking about what kind of strategies the player would be using. That means the player would also have to think about, oh, there's a Victini on the enemy team, so we gotta make our team around that fact too. Next one, we have Titan of the Trick. Okay, now, the Titan of the Hole, let's call it. Well, that sounds wrong too. The Titan of the Trick. So, it's a area which is inside the hole. Inside this hole, there is Trick Room. This could be something related to the plot. Maybe the legendary Pokemon comes from this, and this is a really stupid idea, but maybe the legendary Pokemon has the ability where when he arrives, Trick Room is set up. That's just another completely different idea for this video. So within this area, you have the Trick Room is always set up. So some ideas about that. Either use a team full of really slow Pokemon so they can make use of Trick Room to the greatest advantage, which means you really have to go find other Pokemon, because slow Pokemon do not work conventionally against the other gym titans. Or you could use a Pokemon that sets up Trick Room in the first turn, like Porygon 2. So with Trick Room set up, it negates the first Trick Room, which means you just go back to a normal Pokemon game. So these are just strategies you could use against the Gym Titan of the Trick. Next you have the Titan of the Rocks. So in this one, Stealth Rocks would be automatically set up on the field before everyone sets in. So that means you can't use Pokemon which are weak against rocks. So you can't use fire, you can't use flying type Pokemon. You really can't use a Charizard. So again, you gotta build your team around that fact, because if not, they come in taking quite a bit of chip damage. And what this guy's concept is that's supposed to be a Corvisquire behind him. So with a Corvisquire, you can use it to set up even more. So there's Stealth Rocks on, and you can set up some spikes, maybe change out to another Pokemon, set up some toxic spikes. And then you already have like +1 hazards, plus more hazards, which makes it harder for like the opponent to actually fight against them. Or you could start off with a Pokemon that knows Rapid Spin. So since Stealth Rocks are automatically set up, you have to waste your first turn putting out Rapid Spin, at the very least. So these are just potential strategies you could use. Or like maybe default. Remove the Stealth Rocks. Another one we have is the Titan of the Sands. Why is the Titan of the Sands? What is that behind her? That's supposed to be a Tyranitar. So the concept is she's just like a normal cute girl with a pseudo legendary right behind her. The Sands. Sand gives buffs to Steel, Rock, Ground type Pokemon. Increases their defense. Increases a lot of abilities. Make use of Sand, Sand Rush, Sand Force. So like playing against a Pokemon, playing against an enemy team where Sand is already set up would probably be one of the hardest challenges, especially if she had a Tyranitar. But that's the point, it's not supposed to be an easy game. You're not supposed to steamroll it. So this would be one of the later gyms when you actually understand the game, and you have like a proper team of Pokemon to select from, and then you have to build your team around the fact that Sand is pretty much the most OP weather out there. So maybe you just make use of Sand, bring out Joba and just steamroll everything. We're not supposed to steamroll anything, but that's the idea. Next we have the Titan of the Sunny Day. Okay, no, the Titan of Sol. That means sun. So the Titan of Sol uses sun. You get in with Sunny Day already set up. Fun facts about Sunny Day: Fire type moves get a buff. Water type moves get a debuff. And Solar Beam, Synthesis, Solar Blade, all of these can be first turn moves. So you can't bring out a Joba because he would be completely destroyed by a Fire type move. So that means you have to actually build a team. And using all these facts, really, with the sun, there's so much to do. You could use a Pokemon with good ability, with good moves, ranging from many type coverages. All you can't use is a water type Pokemon. Or you could just send in a water type Pokemon with the ability Cloud9 and remove the weather. It's just, there's so much possibilities. That's the main idea. Like, you're not going to be constricted to one thing, but one thing you got to keep in mind at all times is you have to build a team. You only have 3 Pokemon entering these matches. You have to build a team around it. Next one, we have the Pokemon of the Rains, the Storm, the Titan of the Storm. What this anthropomorphic child, it's not supposed to be genderless, I'm not good at art, is supposed to be using is a Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash has the ability Levitate. It is water type and electric type. Some fun facts about the Rain: it boosts water type moves. Thunder has 100% accuracy, and it debuffs fire type moves, which would make Rotom Wash like the perfect Pokemon for this. So you get increased boost in water type moves, and it can use electric type moves. And with Levitate, it's also immune to ground type. It's just Pokemon ideas that this Titan could use. You could use other Pokemon too. There's so many Pokemon which benefit from being in the rain. You know, Pokemon with Swift Swim ability. Pokemon which can have the hydration ability. You know, just stuff like that. There's just so much possibilities, and that's one of the coolest parts of my idea. Okay, no, that just sounds narcissistic. This is why I think Gamefreak should be doing stuff like this. Because with this variety, with this range, each person is not doing one story. And I feel with the regular games, you're actually following this really linear story. And, like, you can just take a starter, fight every single trainer you meet and beat the game. Or you could take the legendary Pokemon and fight every trainer once you get a legendary Pokemon and win. That's not what Pokemon should be. Pokemon should be more competitive, should be more smart, and should at least teach the person playing it how to play the game. And that would increase the attraction towards the game. Because currently, as it stands, Pokemon is really easy, and it's so childish, and that's a really big turn off for a lot of Pokemon players. Like they see the graphics are not the best, but then they see the tutorial, they see how handholdy it is, they see how all the challenges taken away. And there's no point playing it. That's why they play Nuzlocke. So this would be closer to more of a challenging game where you have to choose between 3 Pokemon and actually make a good team to fight against someone else with like a condition set up. And then after all of this is done, you have your team of like many Pokemon, because these are 7 Titans and each Titan would need quite a range of team, or at least 1 new Pokemon per team. Then you go into a final league, so you play like a knockout round of about 4 or 5 matches where you have to use 6-on-6 level 50 Pokemon. No hazards, no weather, like a proper game. And when you finish that, you become the champion of the Tin City, the Tin Cup, and you win the game.